Rejection is protection. Rejection is redirection. Where do you go when you've been protected? Where do you go when you feel rejection? Where do you go when you're redirected? That's what I've been asking myself. It's been a deep spiritual question because, my physical life, it's pretty mundane. It hasn't changed much. When someone rejects you, when someone chooses to walk away for whatever reason, when you're applying for a job or program, some kind of opportunity, and it does not align, and you feel hurt maybe, or stumped, what do you do? What's your default in that moment? I had to reprogram my default because for way too long I had been operating from a place of crash out where I would fall apart emotionally, cry, feel sorry for myself, and then I'd feel moments of scarcity or think that I'm not worthy. When it comes to connection with other humans, I find that my default now is thank you. Instead of villainizing others, instead of wallowing into my victimhood, the default is thank you. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for redirecting me. Thank you for being part of that process. The default is not to go on social media and listen to a bunch of people pathologizing sex and gender. As a woman who's trying to get into medical school, I recognize we all bleed red. We all came here to have a human experience. Yet the way that people behave is very complex and intricate, and it's not a one-size-fits-all. The path that led one person to a heart attack is very different from the path of another person who experienced a similar heart attack. The same goes for people when you engage with them. No one is a one-size-fits-all. You're not a one-size-fits-all. You're very intricate. I've been asking myself, There are a million different paths to take. And I'm not just talking about this physical. It's my mind, how I choose to think and believe, how I choose to orient myself when I'm faced with sadness, disappointment, attachment, surprise, all kinds of things. I choose the path of peace. There's that funny stereotype where they ask the queen or the beauty pageant contenders, if you could wish for one thing, what would it be? World peace. There have been many times where I've called my father crying. He would be exhausted. I could tell on the phone his emotional capacity and battery to socialize was very low. And he would say, "Be the change you want to see. Be the change you want to see. That's it." I've seen that at a small scale. Within my community, I started to practice it. Be the change you want to see. So I practice it here too. Be the change you want to see. People are going to behave in all kinds of ways. And each person you interact with, you have a choice. I choose peace. That's the path. Love prevails. It prevails everything in this entire multiverse. I've chosen the path to be a matriarch because I see that I have the opportunity to take on that role in my family. And I agreed to take on that responsibility. It requires a whole bucket of lessons in order to fully embody and wear that crown, wear that title. When I was a little girl, I had the choice to pick a teddy bear. And out of all the stuffed animals I could have picked, I chose the elephant. At 4 years old. It wasn't until I was 27 that I realized that at that young, innocent age, I was picking a path. Elephants operate with a matriarchy, a matriarchal system. The oldest elephant usually guides the pack. They traverse the forest. the Saharas. Be the change you want to see. Elephants are strong. They're massive mammals. They have an impeccable memory. And they mourn. They mourn the members of their pack. This year, I experienced a level of grief that I never experienced before. I was mourning. And through that mourning, I started to create art. I kept telling myself, make art, not war. Make art, not war. This is a reminder for you, whoever you are out there in this world. This is a path you can take, and it doesn't mean you have to follow me. You can embody it too. This world is dense, with all kinds of opinions, all kinds of ways of life. Remember your sovereignty. Remember the power of your thoughts, your attention, what you put your energy into. Part of me, a part of my ego, it had to die. And I mourned that part of myself. Bones scattered in the dust. But I choose to walk forward, and I walk on that trail of peace. Perhaps I'll see you on that path. You'll glow. And when we see each other's glow, we know.